we should just remind women that majority of women have a man that they're representing when they're up here, whether it's their husband, their father, or someone who tried to guide or mold them at some point in their life. And when you come on these public panels and you act the way you act, it's really sad because it reflects, if you're a married woman, it reflects poorly on your husband. It tells the rest of the men on here who conduct themselves in a certain way, who are leaders in their homes, that the man that they married is either one weak, trash, or gay. And it's unfortunate that a lot of you guys don't think about that. Like,
I do think it's interesting that you are saying, oh, Will, he said something that was very succinct and very logical. However, he called women hyenas. That was name calling. And what women said was that was ridiculous. That did not make sense. We did not say, Willie, you are stupid. Willie, you do not make sense. That's not what was said. So I think when you're saying name calling, be specific about that.
Okay, you finished. It's like I was saying. He was describing a hyena and called it a hyena. He didn't refer to any of you guys as anything negative. You specifically referred to him and his perspective with derogatory terms. He described a person that I guess you personified with, but that's a choice. He didn't call anything that.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
You talk, right? So, but that's neither here nor there. We all know what you're here to do. But back to the point, Bo, you brought up something that you brought up how basically women's awareness get ignored, just like men's emotional intelligence. Just women always say that men are not emotionally intelligent, but our reality actually requires to do that more than you, because men can't afford to act up anywhere. We can't act up at work. We can't act up in the street. We can't act up at home. We can't act up in a place of business. Women can really act a fool in certain places. That's kind of like, I wouldn't say allowed, but kind of forgiven. But you often, and other women often, ignore the fact that men are so emotionally intelligent, but at the same time, we're required to be such. So all I'm just want to say is the same ignorance that you swear that men have for women, we can both play that tit for tat game all day long, because just like you swear that women are more aware than just what people say they are, we can say that for us. Because men are very emotionally intelligent. We're not just mean asshole guys. We can't afford to. We have to know how to talk to everybody because we're on thin ice in society and in many realms of interaction. We don't really have that leash like that. So the same allowance you want from women, you have to have that for a man for us to take you serious in these conversations. Well, for me.
Okay. There was so many points that were thrown at me, and even some that don't even belong to me. So I'm going to address the ones that don't belong to me first. I am not responsible. I have nothing to do with what Willie said. I answered Miss Pearl. You're absolutely right. I did not go against her point. I added to her point. I didn't want it to make it seem like, oh, women teach men these things. I said men are known for these things. And I gave examples of how he does these things. I never discredit the woman. I just made it out there that, oh, you might come with these things, but he has these things too. He's able to teach these things too. He's able to be these things so well that he can also polish a woman how to be these things better. I never said she didn't have. Your partner is supposed to enhance you. Your partner is supposed to polish you if he's capable of being so, but your discernment will decide that when you pick the person that you want to be with you. So when you're dealing with an alpha man, he's going to make you better. You ought to hope that he's more aware than you if you want to be on point times two. But if you got a man that's hindering you, then that says a lot about the simp that you chose. I never said a woman didn't have. I just said what also he can do.
That part.
Again, Mont taught me, he said, just let people talk. And a lot of times you don't even have to respond to the point. And with some of these conversations, when you see who, like I say that, people's boos don't matter to me when I see what they cheer for and who cheers for them. And it's just like, we have the conversations, and Illa highlighted that Bo turned it into, something negative based on her experience. Everybody sees what PI is trying to do. And I just want to say I appreciate the fellas and the ladies on the panel for not falling into it this time. Like, and then for the guy, Illa, you seem to interact with her. I appreciate how you're doing it and staying in frame, because at the end of the day, we all understand what happens on this panel. And again, the rage bait, the I hate man feminist stuff that's going on. None of you guys are digging into it, so I appreciate that.
Absolutely not. Like I said, man, I love women. Like, what would life be without y'all? I like being around them. They ain't even got to talk. Not saying I don't want them to talk, but I like women's energy so much. You just make the vibe better. So the fact that we on these shows to try to find a way, not saying that we got a way, not saying that we got the answers, but to at least try to find a way to meet a respectful middle ground in dialogue, and for people to just sit and laugh like children. It's like, if your goal is to show the value of women, you're doing a horrible job, because you can't even show us how to have a conversation without childlike antics. It's like, we're just talking. Like, we not. I would doubt that when you talk to people in real life while they're speaking, you just like, I don't think you would do that in real life. Like Willie said, why can't we speak the way we do offline or online? Like, I would not just laugh in somebody's face if I don't agree with them, if we just having a civil conversation. You know what I mean? I just think it's just, the behavior undermines all the talking points. Like, if you can't just behave in the conversation, I don't care how smart you are, I don't care how intellectual you are, I don't care how sharp your points are, it really doesn't hit the same, because you don't even have the awareness to read the room, to just know that you're talking to grown-ass adults who you don't have to do anything theatrical with. You don't have to agree with us, but you don't have to patronize us and do all this silly shit either. Like, it's like, it just undermines everything that you might say, and always looking for the most negative aspect of women's treatment to bring to every conversation every week. It's just like, it just screams that you need a hug and you need some help. Like, every woman don't feel how you feel. Every woman don't feel this abyss of energy when men come around. Like, that's your personal experience, and you can't turn that into every woman. And it's really pathetic to hear that shit every week. Like, I'm sorry, it just is.
We should just remind women that majority of women have a man that they're representing when they're up here, whether it's their husband, their father, or someone who tried to guide or mold them at some point in their life. And when you come on these public panels and you act the way you act, it's really sad, because it reflects, if you're a married woman, it reflects poorly on your husband. It tells the rest of the men on here who conduct themselves in a certain way, who are leaders in their homes, that the man that they married is either one, weak, trash, or gay. And it's unfortunate that a lot of you guys don't think about that. Like, when you come on the panel and do things, because one, it's embarrassing. You guys want to be respected. Men as well. We all want to be respected, but we don't conduct ourselves in a respectable manner. And then we embarrass those that we love. Like, for a guy to be up here, acting crazy or talking, about whatever, he's a father, he's probably said something about his kids. A woman's married and she's up here arguing with men, being disrespectful and doing things that in real life would probably get her and her husband beat up. It's unfortunate, but you see it on every one of these panels.
I think it's really funny. I have a hard time with you guys. Like, you're being absolute jokes right now. Like, you're getting overly upset, and then you're mad that I'm laughing at you because your response is not worth it. You're being disingenuous, and then when I call it out, then you respond with deflection. And so when people deflect from conversations, I have a hard time taking it seriously. Also, I'm gonna tell you something about my husband. He also thinks y'all are jokes. So I don't really see the aspect of, you're gonna get beat up. You don't know what my husband looks like. Like, what are we talking about? Like, the whole aspect that you can threaten random men you've never met as, oh, you're gonna get beat up. You have no idea. Like, this is the part of the conversation that it just gets a little bit ridiculous. You don't know what he looks like. You don't know how he feels. You don't know his opinion. You don't know who he is as a man or what he represents, nor do you know anything about me, because you make a bunch of assumptions about who you think I am. And I don't plan on beating the allegations. Just like last time when homeboy assumed I was a baby mama with a ring on my finger, I don't plan to beat the allegations, dude. Like, you can think whatever you think, and I will laugh in your face because you're making assumptions about my character. The last time, Willie, on the back end, you called me the R word. I don't respect you. I don't respect you as a person at all.
What's the R word?
The R word that you call for people who are disabled.
Oh, retarded?
Correct. I'm not going to say that word because it's disparaging. So I'm not taking people like you seriously. Like, I will laugh in your face every single time. Every time you say something to try to act like you want to make sense, I'm gonna laugh in your face. But when there's people who are worth talking to and they make a point, when I make a point back, they actually respond to my point, I will engage. But when you deflect with talking about ABs, when we're having a conversation about what women are in society, no, I don't take you seriously, friend. And I'm sorry, you're just going to have to deal with that. Run it off on the treadmill. I don't know what to tell you.
You have to remember that we're not making assumptions based off that are baseless. We're basing them on how you conduct yourself. So the fact that a man chose you as his wife is how we know that his standards are probably lower than ours, and that he's not a leader in his home. Because anybody who their wife loved them, respected them, they wouldn't have been interacting this way.